Battle of Badr was a pivotal event in Islamic history that took place on March 13, 624 CE, 17 Ramadan 2 AH. It was the first major battle fought by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his followers, the Muslims, against the polytheists of Mecca, led by Abu Jahl. The Muslims had been persecuted and tortured by the polytheists of Mecca for years. In 622 CE, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his followers migrated to Medina, seeking refuge and protection. However, the polytheists of Mecca continued to threaten and attack the Muslims, leading to a state of war between the two groups. The polytheists of Mecca, led by Abu Jahl, were determined to crush the Muslims and their new faith. They saw the Muslims as a threat to their power and way of life. The Muslims, on the other hand, were determined to defend their faith and their community. In 624 CE, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received intelligence that a caravan from Mecca, led by Abu Sufyan, was heading towards Medina. The Prophet, peace be upon him, saw this as an opportunity to strike a blow against the polytheists and protect his community. He gathered a small army of 313 Muslims, including some of his closest companions, such as Abu Bakr, Umar, and Ali. The Muslims marched towards Badr, a small town located between Mecca and Medina. When they arrived, they found that the polytheists had already arrived, led by Abu Jahl. The two armies faced each other, with the Muslims vastly outnumbered. The battle began with a duel between the Muslim warrior Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib and the polytheist warrior Ubaidah ibn al-Harith. Hamza emerged victorious, killing Ubaidah. The Muslims then launched a surprise attack on the polytheist army, catching them off guard. Despite being outnumbered, the Muslims fought bravely, with many displaying great courage and valor. The polytheists, on the other hand, were disorganized and lacked leadership. Abu Jahl, their leader, was killed in the battle. After several hours of fighting, the polytheists retreated, leaving behind many dead and wounded. The Muslims emerged victorious with only a few casualties. The Battle of Badr was a decisive victory for the Muslims, and it marked a turning point in the struggle between the Muslims and the polytheists of Mecca. The Muslims gained confidence and strength, while the polytheists were weakened and demoralized. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, treated the prisoners of war with kindness and compassion, releasing them on the condition that they would not fight against the Muslims again. This act of mercy and forgiveness earned the respect and admiration of the polytheists, and many of them eventually embraced Islam. The Battle of Badr is considered one of the most important events in Islamic history, and it is remembered as a symbol of the move.